Joyfully follow your path, but only your path. April 5, 2014. Dear ones, many of you are allowing your days to flow with few expectations, knowing that astrological conjunctions may or may not personally affect you, and that there will be many more astrological and human events that will, as you move further into your new being. But if you are among those who follow such events with a bit of apprehension, shades of your 3D beliefs when events were often fearful, please know that fearful events are no longer. It is well and good that you follow the stars much as you follow the seasons of your loving Gaia. But following the stars does not mean every event will negatively impact you, any more than every spring flower produces pollen that triggers allergies. If such were true, spring would be thought of with dread instead of loving anticipation. Your stars are indicators, but not concrete forms you have to adhere to consciously or unconsciously. Just as you may either love spring, or find spring rains and flowers inconvenient or uncomfortable. But then, do you realize that if all are anticipating a certain event, such as the result of this April's astrological aspects, that event will occur? As you increase your inner power, your anticipations become creations. So it will be that many will awaken this April because you, as a group, are projecting or creating such. This week's channel is not necessarily about April's astrological events, but instead that your power is much more evident and available than before. The phrase, "be careful of what you wish for," becomes more important daily. Prior to this new earth, you had a buffer between your wishes and creation. For many, that buffer continues for personal creations that do not seem to happen as you want. But for global pieces, your combined power is much more rapid and focused than you now imagine. Of course, that concept immediately sets off those who wish to save the environment or stop wars, hunger, financial deprivation, or any other world cause that seems right. But just as individual caretaking is of the past, global caretaking is caretaking and of the past. If you feel the joyful urge to help cleanse Earth, which is no different from doing so for a friend or relative, please continue. But if you are doing so because you feel you should, you are moving you, those affected, and Gaia off predetermined paths. It is no longer appropriate to do what you think is right for others, whether a friend or Gaia. The only role you can be certain of is that which your inner being directs you to in love and joy. Shoulds, caretaking and victimization are no longer part of your being. Many of you feel the need to help those following you. If you are a scout master, such is an action that continues the 3D caretaking roles you played for eons. But if you are a wagon train master, you are on the right path. And the only way you know which is true for you is what gives you joy. Perhaps you have not yet reviewed the new you and are merely replicating the you of yesterday. Or perhaps you have a new direction. In 3D you might have been extremely narcissistic, and now you feel a need to provide assistance to those awakening. Only you know, and your only barometer is how you feel. Which returns us to the frustrations and rages of many towards those of you who do not caretake Earth or others, even though you have no inner need to change the system, to do so. There are those who do. Please allow them to find their path, which will be difficult if you are trudging along their path in a martyr role. Unless your full heart is in your actions, you are most certainly delaying those who feel a loving need to help. Address those issues that are important and loving to you. Others will do the same. This transition plan is all-encompassing. Your only role is to find and follow your joy. You pre-programmed yourself for a specific action or actions. Those subconscious programmings can now only be ascertained by your joy. In the near future, you will know on a conscious level. But as yet, you are not fully aware of who you are and what you wish to achieve. For not all pieces of this transition have been revealed to you. It is as if when you learn to read, you do not know what types of materials will be of interest to you in the future, fiction, history, or technical materials. Even though your new Earth areas of interest are becoming more refined every day, they are not yet concrete. It is not appropriate for you to do something because you believe you are a bad person for not doing so, that you should do something about the environment, those starving, politics, education or any other area. Only do so if it gives you joy. Otherwise, you are not fulfilling your role and you are blocking the path of those whose role it is. This is not the age of shoulds, caretaking or victimization. This transition is a paradigm shift you created before entering Earth in this lifetime and many others. Allow yourself to know you are fully capable of completing your role, but only your role. Do not jump between paths. Do not feel the need to slow down so others can catch up. Focus on your joy and all will fall into place, even though such seems counterintuitive for many now. Not because it is wrong, but because it negates knowledge you assimilated on Earth the past few eons. So be it. Amen. Channeled by Brenda Hoffman. www.lifetapestrycreations.com